So which of the following can be inferred, except, again, what cannot be inferred from this passage about the folk revivalism of 1940s and 1960s? Cannot be inferred. So again, we are going to find out whatever can be inferred, and we are going to eliminate it. Even though it led to folk rock's golden age, okay, let's see. Did this revivalism lead to folk rock's golden age? Yes, it did. It created conditions for folk rock's golden age, so this part is validated. It wasn't entirely free from critique. There were purists who were suspicious of folk songs used in rock idioms or recast in rock idioms. Therefore, it was not entirely free from critique. Yes, this is also correct. And because it can be inferred, it is eliminated. Option 2 says electrification of music would not have happened without the influence of rock music. Author says purists were suspicious of folk songs being recast in rock idioms. Electrification comes in many ways. From these two sentences, we can infer that rock led to electrification. But if X leads to Y, we cannot infer that absence of X would have led to absence of Y. And option 2 makes the same fallacy in logic a common fallacy in critical thinking, critical reasoning, to assume that the inverse is true. So though rock did lead to electrification, absence of rock would not necessarily mean that electrification was not possible. Instead of would, if the choice said might, electrification of music might not have happened without the influence of rock music, it would have made for a better inference. But we cannot be sure about it. So option 2 cannot be inferred, therefore the correct answer. It reinforced, this revivalism of 1940s reinforced Cecil's observation that folk was in constant transformation. So Cecil made this observation, folk was in constant transformation, and the revivalism of 40s and 60s, where elements of rock got imbued, reinforce Cecil's point of view. Option 3 is a direct inference, and because it's an inference, it is eliminated. Freedom and rebellion were popular themes during the second wave of folk revivalism. It is written in the last paragraph. The vital spark in the second wave of folk revivalism was the communism's dream of a post-revolutionary New Jerusalem for their younger successors in the 60s, which are still part of the second wave of folk revivalists. They also belong to that community. The lyrical freedom of Dylan and the unchained melodies of psychedelia created the condition for golden age, which means that the dominant themes of freedom and rebellion, unchained melodies, freedom, are sufficient evidences for us to infer this. Because it can be inferred, this is eliminated.